Hello, so today we are going to create a watercolor wash to be the sky of our story that we're going to tell of what happened on next Tuesday with the pigs that could fly. So the first thing that you're going to do is write your name and the day you have art, day A, day B, day C. You're going to flip it over and you're going to put it on one of these placemats. You want to make sure you have an edge around it so that you can paint the edges of your paper. On your table, I set 2 colors for you to use. You can use one or both. And you're going to create a watercolor wash. So you're going to get the paint wet by getting your paintbrush wet and pulling it across the edge of the oval. And I'm going to get a puddle of water on both colors. Okay. And now you're going to paint sections of your paper. So I'm just using plain water on my paper. And I'm just going to paint about 1/3 of it. Then I'm going to add some paint, some colors, and I'm going to let those colors run and bleed together. Now, before this section dries, I'm going to add a little bit of texture by getting a little bit of salt. I'm going to pinch it, just get a pinch, and I'm going to sprinkle it over the wet paint. Okay, now I'm going to paint the next section. Plain water. You want to work fast, but not sloppy. There's no more water on these paints, so I need to get more water on them. And then you're going to get another pinch a little bit of salt on top of the paint. And then your final pinch. Okay. Then you're going to put the salt cup back on the tray. You're going to put your 2 paint ovals back on the tray. Leave your paintbrush in the bowl of water, and then with 2 hands you're going to carry both of these papers over to the drying rack. And then on the second day, you're going to get your paper back. And this time you're going to decide where the pigs are going to go. Are they going to go over a farm? Are they going to crash into trees? Are the flying pigs going to fly over Becky David or the St. Louis Arch? Are they going to fly over cars on the freeway? You get to decide, and you're going to draw that with pencil. So you might not be able to see my sketch, but I have sketched out an idea in pencil. And then you're going to trace over your pencil lines with a permanent marker. And you want to go slow. And trace over your pencil lines very carefully and neatly. Okay, and then you're going to take an eraser and erase any pencil lines you didn't trace over. And then you're going to use construction paper crayons to color in your drawing. Now you're not going to color in the sky because the sky you painted in. So there's no need to color in the sky. I decided to put a moon in the sky, so it's going to be like dusk and the moon is coming out. So I'm going to color the moon white, which is hard to see. And then I'm going to color each of my buildings a different color. I decided to make my pigs fly over the St. Louis skyline, the tall skyscrapers. Now I didn't draw the skyscrapers all the way, I just drew the tops of them so you could just see the top and the top of the St. Louis Arch. And you're going to color the rest of this in until you have it all colored in. So here I have a farm scene. And I've colored in the ground and the trees and the barn and the tractor, but again, I did not color in the sky because we painted that. So that's left white or colored with the paint. So now I'm ready to make my pig. So you're going to get a pig pattern for the head. You're going to get a pig pattern for the body. And then you have 2 colors of pig to choose from. You can choose pink or you can choose the salmon color. Completely up to you. I thought this looked more like what the color of the pigs were in the Tuesday story, but you might want a nice pink pig. So you're going to take your pencil. Now you can't trace this in the middle of the paper because you won't have room for the other part. So if I trace this in the middle, I won't have room for the body. If I trace the body in the middle, I won't have room for the head. So the first piece that you trace, it can be the head or the body, but you need to scoot it over to the edge of your paper, and then you're going to trace around it with your pencil. We don't want to waste any paper, so don't trace this first pattern in the middle of the paper. And then that leaves you plenty of room for your head, and vice versa. If you were to trace your head along the edge of the paper, then you'd have plenty of room left for the body of your pig. And then you're going to take a permanent marker and you're going to trace around your pencil lines right on top and go around the edge. Now, I took my time and I traced the pencil lines pretty carefully, but I still have a little bit of pencil lines poking out in a few spots. So now I'm going to add the face of my pig. So you can do this in pencil first. I'm going to go ahead and skip that part and go straight to marker. You're going to draw a snout, the nose, so it's going to be an oval, and then 2 long ovals standing up inside, and then you need some eyes. So I give my pig some circle eyes with some black dots. And now you're going to cut out these shapes. And when you cut, you're going to cut along the outer edge so that you leave the black line. So you're not going to cut that black line off. You're going to go right along the outer edge of it and keep that black line on the part of your pig. Okay, this can be recycled in the blue recycle bin. And so here's your 2 parts to your pig. And I know it kind of looks funny, like 3-legged pig, but this front leg goes so that your head goes over, and so we can't really see the other leg that's behind the head. So that's why we only have a 3-legged pig. So you're going to get your glue bottle and you're going to put a dot of glue right above the single leg. And then you're going to get a little piece of cardboard, I like to call it a pop dot, and you're going to glue that on top. And then you're going to do another dot of glue on top of the pop dot or cardboard, and you're going to glue the head on. And this makes the head stick out and look 3D. And then you're going to take your marker and you're going to draw a little curly Q tail so that we all know it's a pig. So the way I traced this pig, I traced it facing that way, and then this one I had traced the other way. So what I had done with this pattern is I traced it this way so that one leg is facing left, so my pig is going left. If I had flipped the pattern over and traced the pattern going the one leg on the right hand side, then my pig would be flying that way. So you're going to glue your pig onto your scene wherever you want to put them. So I have that scene, and I have this scene that I haven't finished but that I need to finish. I can glue him going over the St. Louis Arch. I could glue him flying into the tree or just flying over the farm. So you get to decide where you want to put your flying pig. And that's how we're going to create an artwork that tells a story based on the story Tuesday, and how on the end of the story Tuesday, the next Tuesday, the pigs start flying.